Welcome. I'm Samara Hutton, Director of Corporate Programs for the Canola Council of Canada. In this recorded webinar, I'll provide you with an overview of program enhancements for Year 2 of Canola 4R Advantage and explain how to access funding for eligible best management practices for this program year. So what is OFCAF and Canola 4R Advantage? The On-Farm Climate Action Fund, also referred to as OFCAF, is a federal initiative delivered by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada to help farmers tackle climate change. OFCAF provides funding for Canola 4R Advantage. Canola 4R Advantage is a 2-year program offering farmers incentives to initiate or advance 4R nutrient stewardship practices when growing canola, and it's funded through AAFC's On-Farm Climate Action Fund. The Canola Council's goal for Canola 4R Advantage is to help growers access financial incentives to initiate or advance 4R on canola acres in order to improve fertilizer efficiency, which is good for both farm productivity and the environment. Growers can apply for funding to help pay for best management practices focused on nitrogen management. There are 4 eligible BMPs, for which up to 85% of eligible costs may be reimbursed. The soil testing BMP covers soil sampling and lab analysis to help growers optimize nutrient applications based on soil needs and yield potential. Eligible costs include a basic soil testing package for macronutrients and third-party soil sampling, if applicable. To be eligible, the total sample depth must be a minimum of 12 inches, with analysis conducted using protocols recognized by the Soil Science Society of America. A list of approved laboratories for soil testing is available on our website. In addition, soil sampling methods and criteria must be prepared and signed off by a 4R designated agronomist. The Field Zone Mapping BMP covers consulting services to help growers pinpoint areas where applying more or less nitrogen can provide the best returns. To be eligible, field zone mapping must include at least 2 zones for nitrogen application, and a 4R designated agronomist must prepare and sign off on the soil sampling mapping criteria and methodology, and verify that the appropriate nitrogen rates were applied to each zone. I'll also note that if eligible costs for the soil testing and field zone mapping BMPs are billed as bundled services, they can still be claimed under the program. You will simply be asked to allocate a fair market value portion of the bundled cost to each BMP, excluding any portions for ineligible costs. We will simplify this process as much as possible with our new application portal. The Enhanced Efficiency Fertilizer BMP supports the adoption of products designed to release nitrogen over a longer period so that more nutrients can be taken up by plants and less nitrogen is lost to the atmosphere. Eligible products include polymer-coated urea, for which eligible costs are the price difference between standard nitrogen fertilizer and polymer-coated urea. Also eligible are approved nitrification, urease, and dual inhibitors. Please note that nitrification and urease inhibitors must be used together, either as a pre-blended product or purchased separately to be blended on farm in order to be an eligible practice. A complete list of approved products is available on the Canola Council website. For all products on the approved list, the active ingredients and formulations have been scientifically tested and documented for effectiveness. And finally, the Preferred Application BMP supports methods that ban nitrogen into soil near seeding time or apply nutrients while canola crops are growing. Canola 4R Advantage can reimburse a portion of the higher cost of spring nitrogen fertilizer that is switched from fall application to either of 2 preferred options. Spring banding of fertilizer directly into soil, where nutrients can be readily captured and converted into a non-gaseous form that will be less likely to escape as greenhouse gases, or split application, with a portion of fertilizer applied at planting through banding and the remainder applied in crop. Please note, the Preferred Application BMP is paused until 2024 when seasonal price differentials for nitrogen fertilizer can be determined. More information on each BMP's requirements, including eligible and ineligible costs, can be found on the Canola Council website. We are pleased to offer a number of program enhancements in Year 2 of Canola 4R Advantage. First, more dollars per BMP. Funding limits will be increasing from $6,000 per BMP per farm to $20,000 per BMP per farm. Second, more BMPs per farm. Each farm will be able to seek support for up to 4 BMPs per year, compared to the year 1 limit of 2. There will also be added eligibility for 4R plan development. Canola 4R Advantage will be able to reimburse a portion of the fee paid to a 4R designated agronomist to develop a grower's 4R nutrient stewardship plan for the purpose of adopting the BMPs in their Canola 4R Advantage application, up to $5,000. And finally, we are able to offer funding to continue adoption of eligible BMPs that were started after February 7th, 2022, which is the date when On-Farm Climate Action Fund programming began. This means that growers can seek funding to continue BMPs that were started in year 1 of the program. This change provides another incentive to keep using 4R practices over the long term. Together, these enhancements make it possible for each farm to access much more funding than was possible in year 1. Growers can receive a maximum combined amount of $75,000 in OFCAF funding across all programs over the 2-year OFCAF program lifetime. This includes any funding received from Canola 4R Advantage, as well as other OFCAF recipient organizations, including ARDAR's OFCAF program, the Prairie Watersheds Climate Program, led by the Manitoba Association of Watersheds, and the Red River Métis On-Farm Climate Action Program delivered by the Manitoba Métis Federation. In terms of eligibility requirements for Year 2, Canola 4R Advantage is open to canola growers in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. This includes sole proprietorships, corporations, cooperatives, or registered partnerships. In addition, eligible expenses must be invoiced and fully paid by the grower between April 1st, 2023 and March 31st, 2024 to be claimed in Year 2. Canola must be grown on the fields for which funding is applied, and the selected BMPs must be new for the selected fields since February 7th, 2022, when OFCAF began. The overall intent is to encourage growers to initiate or advance their use of 4R nutrient stewardship practices. And funding can't be sought from another OFCAF program for the same BMP field combination for the same time period. A grower can submit applications to more than one OFCAF program delivered by other recipient organizations, but not for the same BMP on the same fields. And in addition, participants must meet all other requirements for each BMP. Please visit the Canola Council website for complete details. To participate in Canola 4R Advantage, growers must have a 4R nutrient stewardship plan that has been verified by a certified crop advisor or professional agrologist who has earned the 4R nutrient stewardship designation from Fertilizer Canada. An application can't be submitted for funding consideration until that verified 4R plan is in place, but you can complete the rest of the application in the meantime and save it as a draft. Once the 4R plan is in place, the grower and the 4R designated agronomist can each update their attestations that the 4R plan is in place, and then the application can be submitted. You can find links to Fertilizer Canada resources with more information about 4R nutrient stewardship, the 4R designation, and 4R plans on the Canola Council website. And again, new for Year 2, Canola 4R Advantage can reimburse a portion of the consulting fees paid to a 4R designated agronomist to develop a grower's 4R nutrient stewardship plan. A few other items to note. Attestations will be required from both the grower and the agronomist at the application and claim phases, including attestations that a 4R plan is in place for the BMPs, that BMPs have been completed, and that canola has been planted on the fields. Some applications will be audited by the Canola Council to help ensure that everyone follows the rules and the program is equitable across all canola growers. This may include verification that a 4R plan is in place, that canola was planted on the designated field, or other requests to support audit requirements. So be sure to keep good records in case your claim is among those audited. In terms of how we use the data collected through this program, We collect only the information needed to deliver the program and make payments, and information is collected in compliance with data privacy requirements. Information may be shared in a few ways: with the growers or our designated agronomist or other collaborators invited to the application by either the grower or the 4R designated agronomist to facilitate program delivery. With AAFC, only as necessary to administer and report on the program or to evaluate the scope, direction, and effectiveness of agricultural programming, and whenever possible, personal and business identifiers are removed. Information will also be shared with the Canada Revenue Agency as it pertains to taxable income and benefits. All incentive payments made through Canola 4R Advantage are deemed taxable income, and as such, the Canola Council will issue AGR1 Statement of Farm Support Payments forms to each recipient of funding in a given calendar year, and report the same form to the Canada Revenue Agency. Any program data for public use will be reported on an aggregate basis only. Applications for Year 2 of Canola 4R Advantage will open on June 26th of 2023. Applications will be submitted through a new user-friendly portal, which will provide a single portal for all phases of participation, from applying to making claims to checking the status of your account. The portal will be linked to the CCC website. If you have any questions about the program after this webinar, you can reach program staff directly with any inquiries, either via email at 4radvantage@canolacouncil.org or call us at the direct and toll-free numbers listed here. And of course, our website has complete program information, guidelines, and FAQs for reference as well. The QR code on this slide will take you directly to the Canola 4R Advantage section of the Canola Council website for complete information. Thank you for taking the time to watch this recorded webinar and for your interest in Canola 4R Advantage.